footman Johann van den Berg, Paulus Traunis, Maximilian de Marie, François Caron, Peter Overwater, Nicholas Warburg, Cornelius Caesar, and Frederick Coyet. Now, you're probably wondering who these people are. Well, they in fact were the last 11 governors of Formosa, otherwise known as Taiwan. They were the governors between 1624 and 1662. In 1624, when Martin Zonk became the first governor of Hong Kong, previously the administration for Formosa was actually controlled in Indonesia, otherwise known as the Dutch East Indies. In the early part of the 1600s, the Dutch constructed a place called Fort Zenlandia, which became the main government here in Formosa as it was known at the time. What is quite extraordinary about it is the Dutch rule in Taiwan is actually a lot, of course, only a few years compared, let's say, with the time that they spent in Indonesia and other places. But nevertheless, the sentiment is quite different here. This was a main trading point between Europe, China, and Japan in the early part of that century. The city itself is located in a place called Tainan, which is in southern Taiwan, which is a very unusual part of the country because most of the economic development does happen in the northern part of the city. Now, we're standing actually right at the main fort itself. Now, it probably does look a lot different than it did in the early part of the 17th century, only because there were a number of wars that did take place in this area at that time. So a lot of the fort was destroyed, then parts of it were rebuilt by different colonial powers, for example, Japan, which replaced a lot of the damaged areas and put it afloat. In the main outlook area, where actually you can see trees and some other buildings that look out toward the sea, which were not originally there, some of the original cannons from the Dutch period actually still exist. They look as if they were entrenched in water and then taken up. You do see some water rot in them, which is quite interesting itself.